All right. Hello, hello. Welcome to my Get Unstuck workshop. My name is Jenny Field. I'm a life and business coach, helping women entrepreneurs take courageous action to build a life they love. And so today's workshop is going to be about getting unstuck. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. First of all, let me see if I can share my screen and if I can find uh, my well, let's see. Okay. Why can't I see this? All right. Somehow I don't think this is going quite the way I expected. I need to just find my well, I've got my PowerPoint here. I'm just trying to figure out how to share that and what I actually need to do. All right, but that's not sharing my screen with you. So what happens? Sorry, guys. I thought I had this all set up, but wouldn't you know, that's not the way it always goes. All right. There we go. All right. There we go. Today I want to talk about getting you unstuck and maybe some of the things that brought you here today. More than likely, it's a feeling of being stuck, right? I don't know where you're stuck. You may not know where you're stuck, but you know you want to get unstuck. And it's that uncomfy feeling of like, you just don't know, like, what is going on. And I remember having this feeling years ago, like, I'm meant for more, but I don't know exactly what more is. And it was a restlessness that I was dealing with. And so I worked through some of this. It worked for me, so I know it'll work for you. And so let's talk about that. Let's talk about some of the things that may be keeping you stuck right now. Maybe you're learning to navigate a new normal, and maybe that new normal is like retirement, becoming empty nesters, divorce, right? Working from home, the changes in how you've had to work. Maybe it was a career change. Anything that can be disruptive like that, and working with a new normal and trying to find your way. Maybe you're looking at you want to develop some meaningful friendships. Maybe you feel like you've had really surface level friends and you're wanting to develop some more friendships. Maybe you hate your job, but you're afraid to leave, right? We've all kind of been in that thing where we're like, maybe you know that you're just meant for more, but we have to discover what that is. Maybe you love your kids, but they drive you freaking crazy, right? I remember I have always worked from home, not almost always worked from home, especially when my kids were little. I paid for daycare when I worked from home. I was in direct sales, but I sent my kids to daycare 3 days a week because I needed to be a good mom. And for me, part of being a good mom was having my space to do my work and to do some of the things that I wanted to do. So that was one of the things. Maybe you want to leave your 9-to-5 job to pursue a passion, but it doesn't seem possible. And so we need to explore that. Maybe you want more confidence. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe you want to learn to love the woman that you see looking back at you in the mirror. That may be another reason. What I can tell you is that you're not alone. I talk to successful women every single day that express the same feeling. Like, we're talking people that you think, oh, they have it all together and it's awesome for them. You know what? They're dealing with the same things. What I know is that as women, we all deal with the same things. So let's kind of look and see what we're going to talk about tonight. Tonight, I'm going to walk you through my 4-step process. It's what I do with my clients, right? So we're going to see where you're stuck and what you might want to change. We're going to explore what's possible. We're going to find the one thing, and then we're going to know what obstacles in advance. So we're not going to get it all done tonight, but you're going to have your outline of what you need to do so that you can create that. Okay. So let's go. We already talked about what brought you here tonight. I'm ahead of my slides. You're not alone. I do have worksheets available. So if you would like to get your worksheets, I will pop it into the comments here, the link, and from the comments, you'll be able to pull that up. It's a PDF. You can download it and you can go from there. I'll give you a second to do that. All righty. As women, we wear tons and tons of hats, right? We're moms, we're daughters, we're sisters, we're sister-in-laws, we're mother-in-laws, we're employees, we're daughter-in-laws, we're business owners, we're the chef, we're the cleaners, we're the laundry people, we're the chauffeurs, the CEO, the bookkeepers. I could go on and on, right? We could all create all of our list of roles. I'm going to encourage you to actually create your list of roles, all the things that you do, because I want you to look at yourself and say, dang, like I'm pretty damn amazing. I get a lot of stuff done, because I think that's really important. And I think it's important for you to see how amazing you are, because we do not give ourselves enough credit for what we do. We tend to look at one little small segment and decide, oops, that's not enough. And that's the furthest thing from the truth. So I'm going to encourage you to really dive into this. All right. Then I'm also going to tell you, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do it all. You can delegate. You can say no. It's all okay. If there's things that you dislike, delegate them. My kids started doing their own laundry when they were 8 years old. I know people thought I was insane, but I was finding more clean clothes in their dirty clothes hamper than I was finding dirty clothes. So that's when it was like, oh, you're going to learn to do your own laundry. So they started out by sorting their laundry. And then by the time they were 9, they were 100% doing their own laundry. Here's what it cut back on. They never yelled at me that they didn't have something to wear. And then they also didn't throw their clean clothes in their dirty clothes basket. And I didn't care if they left their like they were responsible 100%. Sort, wash, dry, put away. I did nothing with their laundry from the time they were 9 years old. So I recommend that. My kids are now grown. They're 30 and 24. My son's first year in college. He was the only one in his apartment that knew how to do laundry. So guess who made money doing other people's laundry? I don't know. So it works out. So just know you don't have to do it all. And it's okay to ask the people around you that live in the house with you to do some of those things and to share in that with you. All right. We're going to begin. We are going to begin with the Wheel of Life. I have been using this in training since the early 90s. When I was in Mary Kay, it was one of the things that I used for trainings for my unit and for my people that were on my team. So it's been around for a long time. But I will also tell you, if you're anything like me, even though I was training this, I never did this. Okay. Because it was much easier not to look at it, not to see where I thought maybe I was failing, not to see what I needed to admit to or how I needed to admit that. And so this was much, much, much more comfortable to share with other people and then ignore. I will tell you, when I decided to get unstuck, and I'm not always there, guys, right? We take these steps and you never arrive. I don't believe you ever arrive. So I say this, I did it. I actually did the work and thought, dang, that really kind of works. So I'm going to encourage you to do the work. Okay. It's easier to stay stuck. It's easier to stay with what you know. But no more. You came here and you took action to be here for a reason. So now do the work. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. Sometime in the next 24 hours, take the time to fill this out. 1 is low, right? 1 is like, this kind of sucks. And then 10 is fantastic. Everything's fantastic. You are going to have, your wheel is going to have some broken spokes, right? Like some of them are going to be like, this is not good. This is not where I'm going to be. And I don't mean to say it's not good. It's where you are right now. And where you are right now is absolutely fine, because now you get to make choices on where you want to start. What starts first? What's that going to look like for you? How's that going to be? What type of fun do we get to have? So I want you that I like to color mine. Like I color coded my wheel. I should have brought a copy. So I filled it in and I colored coded it because I am the colored pen lady. I love colored pens. I like writing with fun stuff. So that's why I did that. You don't have to do that, but mark it. So look at the different categories. There's money and finance. There's career and work. Notice how they're separate. There's health and fitness. There's fun and recreation. There's your environment. There's community, family and friends, partner and love. There's personal growth and learning, and then spirituality. So lots of things to fill out on there. Now, as you're going, I want you, once you've filled this out, to look and think, wow, what would bring me the greatest joy to, I use fix slightly because it's not a fix, but where would I like to spend my energy to grow? What's going to bring me the greatest joy? Too often we look at things like this and think, what do I need to fix first because I should, or somebody else thinks I should. It's not about somebody else. It's about you. So what would you like to work on right now? There's no right or wrong answer. I just want you to know, choose a place to start. Don't choose because you think you should. I think a lot of times as entrepreneurs, as business people, we think, okay, I need to get my career and my work in order, and I need to get my money and finances in order. Do you? Because if some of these other things kind of feel like shit, the other things don't fall in place and feel better either. But if you can do things that make you truly happy, I do believe other things start to fall into place. So, all right, choose the area that you want to grow in. So once you have this all filled out, choose an area and think, oh, you know what, I'd be really happy if I had some friends, if I could increase and had a better understanding of my faith, if I was learning some new things. Maybe you've been doing your job, your career, whatever it is forever. Like, right, you could go and you could do it in your sleep, but maybe you wanted to learn something new, like a language or learning to knit, right? So be thinking about that. What would bring you the greatest joy? Once you've chosen, you're going to start dreaming. So you're going to start create a possibility list. And I love this. You are going to write down everything that's possible in that area for you. And you may be thinking, are you crazy? I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm going to walk you through some of this. These are things that you can think of and think outside that box. So let's say you decide, I'm going to do friends and family. So you know your situation a whole lot better than anyone else. But what would you love to have in that area? Would you like to take family vacations? Would you like to take your whole entire family somewhere? Or would you like to take just your spouse somewhere? Or would you like to have a family reunion because you haven't seen your family in years? Do you want to plan a girls' trip? Like, where would you go on a girls' trip? Do you want to find new friendships? Like, do you want to find people that you can relate to and build friendships with? People that have the same but different. What I found is when my kids left home, some friendships fell away because everything we did was around our kids. And so, yeah, I had acquaintances at work. I wouldn't know if I would call them friends. Maybe you didn't hang around them, you just saw them at work. And so you wanted to make deeper connections with other people. So where would you find those people? Right? Find an interest. Maybe you're interested in gardening, so you can join a gardening group. Maybe you want to learn to, oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself, but you see where I'm going with this, right? So find in family and friends, what would that look like for you? Partners in love. Do you want to have a deeper connection to your spouse? Do you want to move on from divorce? Do you want to find love again? Do you want to date? Do you want to have more sex? I don't know, but you do. So write down those possibilities. Health and fitness. Do you want to be stronger? Do you want to run a 5K? Do you want to run a 10K? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to do a bodybuilding competition? Do you want to do the hard 75? Do you want to do the soft 75? Do you want to gain strength? Do you want to find legs or arms or abs whatever. Do you want to eat clean? Do you want to drink more water? Do you want to get more sleep? Just start writing. Money and finances. Do you want to save X amount of dollars? Do you want to invest in XYZ? Do you want to get rental properties? Do you want to release the scarcity mindset? Maybe you have a mindset around money that you're not even aware of, or you think, oh, I I don't want to talk about money and finances because like you're not supposed to. Like you're not supposed to want more than what you have. That's a scarcity mindset. That's just a money mindset that you were raised with. So that would be a thing, right? I keep forgetting to click my slides, guys. It's what I do. Okay. Where were we? Maybe you want to do you want to learn how to invest and to do your own investments. So you put that on your list. Maybe you want to think about abundance and how you can start to have an abundance mindset. That's another one. How about career? How about you get a new one? How about you want to start a business? Maybe you want to make X amount of dollars. Maybe you want to create some sort of balance between your work life and your career life. I don't believe, did I say work life and career life? I did. Between your home life and your career. Balance is one of those things, right? That we always assume everything's always going to be in balance. And I don't think that that's honestly the case, but I do believe you can create harmony where you're not go, 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 go 24/7, and then you're not slacking 24/7, but you can create boundaries around your work times and what you choose to do and what you can do. Maybe you want to start a side business so you can leave your 9 to 5. Maybe you want to let your boss know, hey, I'm tapped out right now. Maybe you've done your job so well, because I've been in some of these jobs where you do your job so well that they keep giving you more and more and more stuff. And so it's all piled on. And pretty soon you can't stand going to work. Like we need to take control of some of that. Okay. How about fun? Look, if you're in the oh my gosh, what was it? Fun and entertainment. What does that look like for you? Does that mean going to more movies? Does it mean going to concerts? Does it mean being a tourist in your own town? Like, I can't tell you, this is an area, like, I like to have fun, but there's like, I'm pretty sucky at it because I'm perfectly fine staying at home, which is fun, but be a tourist in your own city. Get outside, move, bike, do whatever. I don't know where you live. I'm very fortunate that living in Colorado that we have great biking trails. We have amazing walking trails. We can hike. We can be in nature. We can see all kinds of great things. I don't know what that's like for you, but go someplace. Maybe go to wine tastings. Maybe try new restaurants. Support local things. Go and paint, go with, I don't know if you have painting with a twist or any of those things. Do something like that. Board and brush. Go throw a bowling ball, go throw an axe. Write down the types of things that are possible for you in that area. How about community? How about volunteering someplace, giving your time or your money to a charity or your church, whatever that looks like. But how can you be more involved in your community if that's important to you? Personal growth. What may that look like? Do you want to read more? Do you want to take more risks? Do you want to learn to love the person you see in the mirror? Do you want to learn a language? Do you want to learn to knit? Do you want to start a craft? What needs to happen for you to feel good in that personal growth realm? Spirituality. Do you want to go back to church? Is being in nature, does that increase your spirituality? Does it make you think grander, think larger on a bigger scale, thinking outside of yourself? I don't know what that is to each individual. I'm just throwing some things out there. Do you want to lean on your beliefs? Do you want to learn more about them? Do you want to join a Bible study? Do you want to join a book club? Do you want to go to a sound bath? Do you want to meditate? What does that look like? That's where you get to decide. And then environment. When I think of environment, I think about where I spend most of my time. I'm not thinking global warming, that sort of thing. I'm thinking about my environment where I spend time. So Do you need to redo your office? Do you need to redo your bedroom? Do you need to paint? Do you need to declutter your house? I don't know. What would make your environment more appealing? And then if you want to go beyond that, what would you like to do with your environment that's outside? How can you help? I know in my next door app, somebody was like, hey, if we all took a walk when we were out for our walks and we all just picked up the trash we saw, what a great way to take care of your environment. Absolutely. So think along those lines as well. Take some time, dig into it. It's not going to be super easy. Your brain's first reaction is going to be to say, I don't know what's possible. I mean, I don't know. How would I know what's possible? Because I don't even know. Fun fact, my brain does that to me all the time. In fact, I was talking to my coach today and I said, I don't know. And she's like, do you know how many times you tell me I don't know? And I'm like, yeah, all the time. And I know what's going on. I know it's my brain saying, no, I don't want to think that hard. I don't want to think it through. So I'm just going to encourage you and I'm going to call bullshit and say, no, you don't get to say, I don't know. You got to go back to the piece of paper and think about what you want. You don't need to know how you're going to get it. And you don't need to know what the step is. You don't have to know any of that. You are just possibility thinking out of this, right? So go through, keep writing, keep exploring. When you're done with that, I want you to go and grab a highlighter and I want you to look at your list. And I want you to be like, all right, this scares the shit out of me and excites me at the same time. Like I think, oh, if this is possible, this is amazing, but I'm scared because I don't know what that looks like. That's okay. Highlight it. If you wrote the same thing, basically only use different words, highlight that. That's what's important to you. And so then start looking at your list and really thinking about, wow, what's the one thing I could commit to? What is one thing that I want to do? When you do that, you feel connected, right? You feel connected to that end result. Follow your gut and your heart. Don't do what your brain thinks you should do, right? Follow your gut and your heart, and then be connected to that end result. All right. So we are cruising through this. But I want you to know it takes a little time and that's okay. Be comfortable with that. Let me see where I am in my slides. Oh my gosh. See, I'm so far behind in my slides. Know why you chose this area. I think that's really important because you may think, well, my environment really isn't that important. But what if it took you just a little bit to change your environment and that changed a whole bunch of things for you, right? You were happier, you wanted to be in that space, you wanted to work, it got your creative juices flowing. I mean, all that stuff. So think about that. Nothing is silly or impossible when you're doing this. Nothing. I'm going to tell you, for everything that you think is silly and is silly and impossible, somebody else is doing it. So I know that you can do that too, because we see it all the time. So I want you to take advantage of that. And I want you to keep going. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me back up one. Okay. So to make that one thing a reality, to change it, you have to start believing that you are the woman that has XYZ or does XYZ, whatever it is you chose to pursue. You have to see her as having it. You have to know what she looks like, how she dresses. What does she do different than you do daily right now? How does she show up? How does she show up for whatever it is? How does she meet and overcome obstacles? Like, you need to really get to know her, and then you need to believe that you can become her. It's not that you don't have everything it takes. We just haven't exercised all that. So let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to be the woman that runs a 5K this year, or I'm going to run a 5K in the next 3 months. What does that woman look like? Well, she probably works out, goes for a walk, goes for a run, does whatever so many times a week. Now, if you don't exercise at all and you decide, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do 7 days a week, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to fail. And it's okay. but you're going to fail because seven times a week is too much. You don't have to do that much. You don't have to change that much all at once. You may become the person that wants to work out 7 days a week, and that's your thing. And that's okay. That's amazing. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's where you start. You want to run a 5K? Download the app Couch to 5K and start. Just start there. Right? If you want to run a marathon, but you've never done anything like this, and I have done this, I've done 2 marathons. I'm not a runner. I hate running. I did them. I finished. My time sucked. It doesn't matter. I still did it. But I had to actually believe that I was a person that could run a marathon. I had to show up. So I got in with a team of people that's what they did, was taught you how to mindset and how to train and what you needed to do to run a marathon. Right? So you have to get in that mindset, right? Let's say there's a business you want to start and you don't know where to start. Okay, well, what is the person that starts a business? What do they do? What do they show up? Where do they start looking? Who do they start asking questions of? Start writing all of that down. Start becoming that woman that asks all the questions. Start reaching out to people that you don't know that are doing what you want to do and say, hey, can I ask you some questions? Now, people aren't going to tell you easy ways to do business. I have been an entrepreneur for 30 plus years. I have done direct sales. I've been online. I have been in brick and mortars. I have helped people start salons. I've helped people work in dance studios and build a dance studio. I have a boutique in my home. I am a real estate agent. I've done lots, but here's the deal. I'm an open book. And so I'm going to help people as much as I can. But when you're asking questions that can be Googled, people don't want to give you the answers. So ask them the hard questions, right? So go search those people out so you have that opportunity to ask the hard questions. All right. So now you know how to delve in there and dig in. Know who that woman is, know what that woman does, and then start with little habits. You're not going to make huge changes overnight. So tomorrow you start with one habit. It takes 21 days to build a habit. Then you can start adding to them. Don't try to change everything all at once because it sucks. You can't, right? Your brain won't allow you to. Or what happens is you're good for about 4 or 5 days and then something falls off and then you're like, I'm done. I'm done. Every diet starts on a Monday. So allow yourself some grace and work through that. Okay. The next thing where I see people get caught up the most is just in those obstacles, right? What obstacles will you face along the way, along this journey to get you where you want to go? We know they're going to happen, right? So let's deal with it. You will experience failure. It's 100% inevitable and it's 1,000% okay. So just know it's going to happen. So let's deal with that. Let's jot down some of the things that you think might happen. So let's say you decide, okay, I want to go and I'm going to go find some new friends. So I'm going to go join these groups and I'm going to reach out to people. And let's say some people aren't receptive, right? Let's say there's somebody in the group who's like negative Nancy or they're just awful. And you're like, oh, it didn't mean you failed. It meant one person was like that. So here's what you say is she's obviously not my person. Time to move on, because there is somebody you will connect with. And so be looking for those people. I have seen people connect online. I have met people online through Facebook that then I met in person that don't live in the same state, that we became fast friends. You absolutely can do that. You just have to stretch your thinking on that. Same thing with money and finances. You might have some failures, right? You might want to start a business and you might fall down and something is going to fall through, and that's okay. Just get back up. Health and fitness, we do it all the time, right? but there is ways to just get back on immediately and keep going. So write down what types of things you think might come in your way and how you're going to overcome them, what that looks like. It's going to be different for every person because every person reacts differently. All right. I think too, when you know when obstacles are going to come, I can relate it back to business experiences. Like I can overcome objections. Like I know what objections people may have to a product or to a service. And if I know those objections, I can address them through my presentation all along the way. So those objections aren't really there when we come down to it. Now, what I do know is people give you pat answers. Oh, right. That's going to happen too. But knowing how to overcome them allows you, instead of feeling like, oh shit, this just happened to me, you will know what to do and you expected it so you can move on. Now, what I don't want you to do is to get in the mindset of, well, this shit's going to roll downhill and this is the stuff that's going to happen. I don't want you thinking along those lines. What I want you thinking of is there's going to be some bumps in the road. And this is what's going to happen when I hit those bumps. What does that look like? The next steps are to take action. You can't move forward without taking action. And I know so many people are so risk adverse to taking action because what if? I'm going to tell you, what if it's the most amazing thing ever? What if it's scary as hell, but so amazing? What if you walk away empowered and more confident? You know, I was talking with a group of women just before this call about you jump and then the courage comes. The courage doesn't come and then you jump, right? The courage comes from jumping into the unknown and allowing yourself to fly. Okay. That's when we start to build that courage and that confidence and the things that start to make us feel like, okay, I can do this. All righty. Take action. You know what you want. You already narrowed that down. You know why you want it and why you chose it, because it's going to make your heart happy. That's what has to happen first. You know what obstacles you're going to face and how you'll deal with them. And you didn't come this far just to come this far. You didn't start to figure this out just to say, okay, I know. So now, by God, you have to do something. Get an accountability partner or get a mentor, a real one. And when I say that, not someone that's going to let you off the hook, right? Not someone who's not going to believe in your dream. We have to be very careful of what we show people. And you don't want to show your dream, your glorious, HG dream in Technicolor to somebody who can only see a postage stamp, because they're going to squash you. They're going to try to keep you down. You want to show it to somebody who believes as big as you do, if not bigger. And then that's the person who's not going to allow you to rest on your laurels, rest and take a break and be like, I can't do this. I don't know. I can't do this. You want an accountability partner who goes, bullshit. I'm calling you out on your bullshit. This is not going to happen. Of course, if you need rest. But you know what? Then you get right back up at it. I'm not going to let you not do this. I'm not going to let you follow your dreams. I'm not going to let you pursue your passions. Nope, you're going to do it. So find somebody who will not let you quit, who's going to make you stay the course. Someone that makes you mad as hell, right? Like mad as hell that you're like, oh, I can't believe this. That's who you want as your accountability partner. Maybe you need me. Maybe you need a coach. I don't know. But this is the work that I do with my clients. This is what we do, only we're doing it together. We're sitting down in a one-to-one or a group, depending on which capsule you want to be in, right? and you're sitting down and you're working through this and your mind bullshit is coming up, and I'm helping you work through that, and I'm helping you see that, and I'm giving you new thoughts maybe to try out and to see if that's comfortable and what you want. That's what this is all part of, right? We have to grow and expand. And yeah, it's a little scary. And yes, it's even scarier to share it with somebody. But what you quickly learn is that somebody's 100% in your corner, 100% believes in you, 100% wants what's best for you. And then you can grow beyond that. And it's uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's okay. I help people get unstuck. I help them discover what they want. I help them to set a goal. I help them commit, to take steps to achieve it. And I help them through the whole process. It's what I love. It's what gets me up in the morning. It's one of those things that you can't stop me from doing. So that's why I love it. I do invite you to a free discovery call with me where we sit down and we chat about your goals, the work that you will do to get unstuck, and we'll talk about what it's like to work with me. It's not a sales call. It's not me telling you about me. It's you telling you about me. It's you telling me about you. And then we're going to talk about your goals and your dreams and your obstacles. And then I'm going to tell you what it's like to work with me, what that looks like, what that container looks like. In fact, it's just that opportunity. And then you get to decide. It's a safe place for you to say, hey, this sounds like something I want to do, or it's not for me. And whatever you decide is okay, because I only want what's best for you. So I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and that you take some time to figure out why you're stuck, because the only person that can figure that out is you. I can't figure it out for you. I can't tell you, but you can, and you can change and start your transformation. I'm just here to hold your hand through it. All right. Have a great one. Bye-bye.